Have you ever been in a situation that you are told one thing, but by sheer curiosity you do the opposite of what you're told to do? Well, here's my story of what I thought was an ordinary day at physics class. Sure, I read the desk and what it said. Never bring a Mobius strip near this desk. But who's to believe what someone has written on a desk? I can recall countless times being the victim of prank graffiti. Plus, I had a few minutes before class started. So, I made the Mobius strip anyway, not knowing the possible consequences that lay ahead. It was right when I finished making the loop for the strip that the strange things started to happen. The Mobius strip became some sort of portal to another dimension, and these little dudes came through the portal. It was like a Tool video, only I really don't listen to Tool. Maybe a Puff Daddy video, only without the fancy cars. No, it was nothing like a Puff Daddy video. Well, at first, things were cool. They said that the dimension they came from, linear time, doesn't exist. I guess that explains the bad claymation sequences. They played a little soccer with a paper wad. I kept score. Apparently, though, the clay dudes were more human than I thought because they got bored of soccer. They asked if I could make them a paper football. These little dudes were all right. Well, as we all know, one-on-one football sucks. I offered to play permanent quarterback, but they suggested getting some more of their clay friends from the other dimension. Hey, if they want to drag some of their friends into this dimension, a dimension where Pauly Shore has his own movies, Hanson is in the top 10 on the Billboard charts, and MTV doesn't even play music videos, well, that's their fault. 4 more clay people came through the portal. The 6 of them all looked the same to me, but it reminded me of a calc problem that was due later today. Not knowing if I was overstepping my bounds, I asked the clay dudes if they could help me solve the problem. Here's the calc problem. Given a fixed amount of fencing material, maximize the area that can be enclosed by the fence. The problem seemed simple enough for them, and they were kind enough to draw a graph for me to better understand how it worked. But as you can see, the graph has a relative maximum, then slopes downward and up again infinitely. They went on to explain why the graph continued to rise like this. Let's say that after the quote-unquote Big War, there are only 2 nations left. One nation pretty much takes up the whole earth, while the other nation is nothing but a piece of land the size of Texas. The leader from the big nation decides to ask his engineers to build a wall all around his nation to prevent the people of the smaller nation from attacking. So the engineers build a wall around the big nation. As you can see, though, the wall around the big nation is the wall around the small nation. That's why the expression on the graph continues to rise forever, because in essence, since you're building a fence around the plot of land, you're also building a fence that encloses the earth. This same theory applies to boxes. Theoretically, a box, any closed box, at any given point in time, is containing the entire universe. Then the clay guys started talking about their recent war, and some other stuff that I couldn't understand. It was really scary. Next thing I know, there's this mini-war on my desktop. Then, in a flash, they were gone. I feel really bad that all of this happened just because I was curious about some writing on my desk. At least I solved that calc problem.